I'm Sari Schiff. This is the Resume Crash Course webinar sponsored by Medis Jobs. Medis is a company that I started in order for dental professionals, specifically dentists, to be able to find the right job to match with their career needs. Feel free at any time to put questions in the chat, and we will have a 30-minute question and answer after we're done with the webinar, which should take about 30 minutes. I'm very excited to share the material that I have, and there's a lot of it, so here we go. What will you learn in this webinar? So part of this is Medis was developed so that it could be career development for dental students and professionals. I'm a recruiter. I see a lot of people resumes on the daily, and they're not sufficient for the information that I need to be able to decide what's going to be a good fit for you in terms of what we have for jobs available. So we decided to put together a seminar so that we can give you tips and tricks on how to do it right. So you're going to learn some things from here. And we're also going to refer you to the Medis Jobs website to be able to have our new AI tool, which is fabulous. Look at your resume, maybe do some recoding to it and getting it to where it really needs to be so that it's an award-winning resume that a recruiter is really going to take to. The key takeaways from this course are going to be, obviously, you're going to learn how to build a standout resume. You're going to learn skills that employers are looking for. So it's really not always about what research project you did. It's about how you're able to turn that into profitability for a company. Common resume pitfalls, and tailoring the resume to each job. What is Medis? Medis is an innovative online recruiting platform that was developed for dental professionals and employers. It is more about the doctors, less about the employers. We really want to be able to get you the right job and not be job hopping. We streamline interactive job matching solution, connect the candidates with the employers in a dynamic space, but also matching culture with culture so that you are not, like a fish out of water working for a company that your culture doesn't match with. We speed up the hiring process and improve matches and support real-time direct communication. My story, I started doing recruiting in the dentistry field about 15 years ago. And during COVID, I really sort of honed my skills in specifically working with dentists to try to place them. I saw that there was a lot of high turnover in the dental industry. People would job hop. I'm trying to make it so that you find something that really works for you to bring back some of that tenure to dentistry so that you're streamlined and in the same spot, really doing the best that you can, continuing to produce and learn at the same time, and treat patients the right way. How to bring your resume to the next level. So the average recruiter glances literally at your resume. They're going to look at it. They're usually, if there's nothing eye-catching about, it's going to end up in a pile. And until they need you for a specific geography, they're probably not going to look at it again. But some people have eye-catching resumes. Some things pop off the page. What skill sets you are, pop off the page. Where you're licensed, what CEs you've done, that all pops off the page. And that will get a resume to put you in a special pile, which is fill this person immediately because this person's got what I'm looking for. Dental hiring is insanely competitive for new grads, but it's competitive for everybody because you just never know what a company is going to be looking for, what an individual practice is going to be looking for. Spending time looking after you apply or even before you apply would be the best time at a company's website to sort of look and see what their culture is. Do you fit into that mold, what that culture looks like? Does it look and feel like somewhere you want to be practicing for more than a year? Those are really good things to do when you're doing your resume, and tailoring it specifically for a company is look at the website of each particular company that you're applying for and maybe tailor your resume to what do they do? Is it just a family practice? Is this a practice where they're doing a lot of comprehensive dentistry? Is this practice seeing a lot of kids? Is this practice seeing a lot of geriatrics? What are your skill sets that match up with those different things? And being able to funnel that into your resume is going to really help you get where you want to go. It's also going to help the recruiter to know you and your goals, because I would say 85 to 90% of the jobs that you're applying for, a recruiter is the person that's starting the job ads for those. What are employers looking for? Since dentistry is probably the most phobic industry where people 60 to 70% of the time cancel appointments, don't show up, and don't want to go, having that empathy and compassion bleed through the page is really going to be a big deal, so that you have very good chairside manner, that you can communicate effectively to the recruiter what you're looking for, also that you can communicate to the patient. That all comes through. Also, your four-handed dentistry, you're going to have to communicate appropriately to all the dental assistants that are in the practice. It's how do you create the community that continues within a practice? So that has to come off the page. Great communication skills and empathetic would be great things to add to your resume to get people to really take notice. That you have technical competence is very important. Can you do a root canal? Can you do 3-sided fillings? Can you do other things such as surgical extractions, Invisalign, things that are going to allow the people that you are going to work for to see an end, sell treatment to those people, and pay everybody's paycheck. Those are really good things. Invisalign, implants, surgical extraction with grafting, endo procedures, even sleep dentistry. Being able to do any of or all of those things will really help you get noticed, because lately, I will tell you, a lot of practices, especially corporate, they want you to be more than just a one-trick pony, and they want you to be able to do as much dentistry as you can to the patient sitting in the chair. Are you adaptable? One of the things that I look at on a resume when I'm looking at it is somebody flexible and licensed in a few states? Because they might be applying for a California job, but I might have a job that's better for them in Las Vegas. Or they might want a New York job, but I might have a job in New Jersey that's better. Or one of my favorite stories is I happen to have a client that we do a lot of recruiting for that has a location in Kansas City, Kansas. But I get a lot of resumes from Kansas City, or Kansas City, Missouri is where the job is, but I get a lot of resumes from Kansas City, Kansas. Are you licensing yourself in adjacent places where it will help you? And are you putting that on your resume so it pops off the page to the recruiter? Very important. Do you fit culturally with the team? Are you looking, when you look at the website, to see what are the core values? What is the mission statement of the practices or the company or the DSO that you are applying for? Does it match up with who you are? Because it's really hard to live in your own skin when you don't believe what you're doing. And that doesn't last very long in dentistry. And then your willingness to learn and grow. Always be willing to learn new things. Technology in dentistry has to be probably the fastest growing in all of medical, as I feel like every day there's a new scanner, there's new developments with AI, Pearl AI, there's new CBCT machines now that will do a whole treatment planning for doing an endo procedure from biotech. There's all kinds of really cool stuff coming out, and being able to be the person that masters and do that will make you a more desirable candidate to be recruited. Common pitfalls. So generic templates with no personalization is something I see a lot of. A lot of people don't really want to take the time to make a resume. Well, you know what? This is the first time I'm meeting you. I want to know, are you a little creative? Do you meet art and science together? Artistically, can you put a resume together that looks nice and is eye appealing and that draws somebody to it? That's a very big thing. A lot of people, they'll just use an Indeed resume and plop their information in and let Indeed spit out what they're looking for. And then they wonder why, well, why is nobody looking at me? Well, nobody's looking at you because it's the same thing for everybody on Indeed. There's no personalization to who you are. There's no artistic version of it. You're a dentist. You are matching science with dentistry, with art. You got to show that. That's where you show it first. Underselling your clinical skills. Really be able to put how many root canals have you done? How many crowns have you done? How many surgical extractions you've done? Somebody wants to know about where they're starting with someone. Even if you're a new grad, people are willing to mentor you. And that's the best way to learn dentistry, is somebody that's going to take the time to be able to show you and direct you on how to be really proficient with your skills. But it's not just your skills with a drill or with anesthetizing a patient. It's your skills with how are you talking to that patient? How are you managing the care of this patient? Is there more than one way to look at things? Those are things that you get taught in mentorship that you may not necessarily come out with from dental school. And you got to kind of say in your resume, looking for mentorship, because lots of companies now are offering mentorship, looking for CE classes, willing to take more. Those should all be things that come through in your resume. Ignoring soft skills. Again, how you communicate to people. People don't realize your face says a lot about what's going to happen next. If you don't look in the mirror when you're talking to people and delivering any kind of communication, you'd be really surprised. Sometimes you're rolling your eyes. God, I do that all the time and don't realize it. Just did it for you. But knowing what you look like, knowing what your facial expressions and what your body language says while you're delivering treatment or telling somebody that they need something will say an awful lot about what the case acceptance for that's going to be. Will say an awful lot about whether or not someone's going to hire you, because the name of the game is production. Not having your licenses, certification, or your compliance details. Are you CPA? Are you CPR certified? Do you have BLS? Do you have a DEA? All that stuff on there is really important. It's one of the first things we look at. I would even put in there that you carry your own malpractice if you do. Maybe put your NPI number in there. All really good things. You're not going to lose by doing these things. Someone's going to see it and go, this guy's on the ball. I can send this resume over to HR right away and get them all set up for hiring, working interviews, because all the information that I need is on the resume. Giving the information ahead of time is helpful for later on and gets you started faster. And then you have no description of your career goals. In that little thing that little paragraph that you talk about yourself, what is your plan? Do you want to, how many years do you want to be working for another company? Do you have a plan of owning your own practice someday? Some employers will look at, oh, I'm a DSO. This guy wants to own his own practice. I've got a practice over here. I can partner him in on part of it. We can run the operations part. He can do the dentistry. And that might be your answer, because practice ownership isn't as easy as it looks. So being able to sort of put on there so someone can digest, hey, are you looking to own your own practice later on? Are you looking to be in a residency later on? What are you interested in? All of that stuff in career goals is really important, even to the point of, are you interested in working on geriatric patients? Are you interested in working in families? Are you interested in working on kids? All those things can really help you with finding a job. Having the more information about where you're going, we can match it up with what we've got in terms of jobs that will match you. Key sections of your resume. So contact information. I can't begin to tell you how many times there's no phone number on a resume. It's the way that I connect with people, because I'm not going to just call you from a weird number. I'm going to text you first and say, hi, this is Sari. I'm from Medis Jobs. I see that you're looking for a job. I would like to talk to you a little bit more about what you're looking for and maybe share some of the opportunities that I have with you. Having your phone number on there is huge. It's paramount to everything else.